Since the theme of today's hearing is holding student loan servicers accountable, and since some of your colleagues on the panel seem to be blaming the student loan servicing industry for the $1.5 trillion student loan crisis in this country, I wanted to drill down a little bit on the actual role of student loan servicers in contributing or being part of this crisis that we're here to discuss today. Do student loan servicers advise students as to which school to attend or which degree to pursue?
No, the servicer isn't involved on the front end of the loan disbursement.
Do student loan servicers set tuition rates?
No.
Do student loan servicers advise a student as to how much money to borrow?
No.
Do student loan servicers underwrite student loans at origination?
No.
Do student loans actually issue debt to students?
No.
Do student loan servicers set the terms of the loan?
Nope.
Do student loan servicers set the interest rate for the loan?
No.
Do student loan servicers create the income-based repayment plan?
No.
Who did that?
Congress did.
Congress did.
The Department of Education.
Did the student loan servicers and that industry, did they create the graduated repayment plan?
No.
Who did that?
It's in statute, so Congress.
Did the student loan servicing industry create the extended repayment option?
No.
Who did that?
It's in statute, Congress.
Did the student loan servicers create the forbearance option?
No.
Who did that?
Congress.
Do student loan servicers get paid more for informing students about the forbearance option?
No.
Do they get paid less for informing students about the forbearance option?
They are paid less when students are enrolled in a forbearance.
So student loan servicers are actually not financially incentivized to inform student loan borrowers about forbearance.
That's my understanding, so that's how the contract is structured right now.
Data show that 9 out of 10 borrowers who are at risk of default can get back on track with their payments if they respond to service or outreach in a timely manner. What impact has vilification of student loan servicers had on a borrower's willingness to engage with the servicer?
Well, we've actually seen evidence in the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's database of borrowers being advised to take a forbearance when it's pretty clear they should, and they don't, because they don't trust their servicer and they've heard bad things about forbearance, so they don't do it, and then they default.
Okay, so if student loan servicers are not the problem, let's explore what actually is the problem. Since the Democrat Congress and the Obama administration orchestrated the government takeover of student loans in 2010, the total amount of student loan debt has exploded. The federal government is now the largest consumer lender and owns or guarantees 92% of the more than $1.5 trillion in student loans. The remaining roughly $100 billion are private loans. The number of federal student loan borrowers has exploded to almost by 50% since the government takeover. At the end of 2018, 70% of college students graduated with student loan debt. Private loans, in contrast, with underwriting standards that actually involve underwriting, that allow lenders to determine whether or not a borrower has the ability to repay, have a repayment rate of 98%. And meanwhile, data from the Federal Reserve suggests that approximately 20% of federal borrowers are seriously delinquent or in default. Actually, about 36 to 40% that are not fully in repayment are federal loans, not private loans. So, Mr. Delisle, to what do you attribute the difference in the default rates of private loans versus federal loans?
So the federal loans are open access. Even people, so for example, if you lose your job, you become unemployed, you become an excellent candidate for a federal student loan. Now,
well, I think all of this,
makes sense,
if I could, I just think all of this, if I could editorialize for a minute here, I think all of this is Exhibit A of not just the total incompetence of the federal government, but the victimization of students by Congress, by the federal government, by the U.S. Department of Education. I know everybody wants a boogeyman, and the student loan servicers are a convenient boogeyman. But guess what? Look in the mirror, Congress. Congress created this crisis. Congress created the forbearance option. Congress gave loans to students and didn't even care whether or not they had the ability to repay and encouraged them to do so. Meanwhile, we have a dramatic shortage in the skilled trades. We have a dramatic shortage of nurses. We have a dramatic shortage of welders. We need to be reorienting workforce development and career and technical education to say, look, a four-year college may be good. We need critical thinking skills. I'm a product of liberal arts college, But you know what? We need nurses. We need cyber security experts. We need welders and construction trades people. Let's graduate these people in $100,000 a year jobs with no student debt. That might be a better solution than trying to blame an industry that's just following federal law created by Congress. I yield back.